Hey everyone, welcome back. How's everyone on this wonderful day? Let me just tidy up. Oh, little nail. How's it going, Big Z? How's the weather in England? Because the weather here is all British today. It's like gloomy and raining, a little bit chilly. Oh man. How's it going, Fleming? I haven't seen you around for a little bit. Welcome, welcome. If I'm not mistaken, Fleming, I sent you a t-shirt a long time ago, right? I think you were one of the winners. Rained pretty much all morning, brightened up a little in the afternoon. Not here, not here. It's, I'm pretty sure I have a little bit of seasonal affective disorder because when it's gloomy, do I ever feel it? And right now, I am feeling it. I feel exhausted. I need to go to sleep. My workbench is still untidy. All right. I have some fun stuff to do today. This is a radio out of a Jeep Wrangler, and it does not work. And so I'm going to attempt to make it work. There's a chip on the inside that apparently is often the issue. So we're going to try to reflow it. Oh, thank you, Bigsy. Mr. Biggs, are you participating in Vero's Discord thing? I don't know if she wants me to say what it is, but which she is in charge of. I think it's fine to say, but I have no idea. I err on the side of not. Whole bunch of things we can do today. Actually, I have some more mailbag items we could do too. But I also need to edit mailbags. I think I have like 2 or 3 unedited mailbag things. Saturday thingy. Is it this Saturday? Oh, like next Saturday? Is that when it is? I don't actually know when it is. So we can do this. There's a few reviews we can do. I would like to get my other power supply out here. This guy here, the Readin RD6018. I have the RD6024 that I can take a look at as well. Oh, an update from last week. I actually got my money back for this GPS thing, which the switch is broken, so we have to open it up and find ourselves a new switch for it. So that's another thing we can do today. Actually, while we wait, I might want to plug in a USB charger to plug in my microscope, because I do want to do the microscope for this. How's it going, JB? Justin Biebs? Where is this? Oh, this is plugged in. Null. You're a null. Here. This guy. Plug in my microscope. Get ready to do some microscoping. Make sure it's charged. Oh, it's USB-C. Oh no. My kingdom for a USB micro. I still haven't bought lumber to build myself my charging station. Every time I want to go, it's like really busy or really expensive or both. Fuel is getting frickin' expensive too. Stupid world. Is that charging now? Yeah, it's charging. Okay. Good. So yeah, so we're gonna fix a Jeep radio because this is my boss's radio, and I told him I would do it, so I'm going to do it. So we're gonna fix that for sure. I'm gonna make a YouTube video out of it too, so you guys will be live watching. Now I was thinking of setting up this camera, this guy here, off to the side, and so you guys can get a better look. Also, starting next week, my live streams will go up in quality. I upgraded. I got a new webcam for this one here. So quality up. So the only problem with this thing is I don't have another mount for it. Wait, I do have another mount somewheres. Chaos. Well, don't mind that. It's just glass falling off my bench. Shouldn't be a problem. No, I don't know where the other arm is. So I made everything fall for no reason. Oh, here it is. Oh, actually, I have the arm, but I don't have the clamp for it. So how would I hold this up? I have this part. I have this part, which the camera threads on, but I don't have somewhere to mount this. Oh well, I guess you guys are gonna just have to deal with it. Visual quality, you mean? It's hard to raise the overall quality. Wow. Thanks, Bigsy. I appreciate that you think that, but I'm very well aware of the quality issues around here. I'm also hoping I'll get to live stream some working on my boat, but because I do have a lot of gigs now of data. I have 40 gigs of data, but we'll have to see. I'll have to go somewhere where it's not easily trackable where I am. So there's going to be that. And up at my parents' cottage, where I usually go to use the water, there's no cell reception. It's out real far into the sticks. Okay, so we could start with this. This will be a kind of a long video film, though. Oh, camera was left on from last time. Full battery. No shit. Stand it up like this, maybe. Oh, sorry, bumping everything. Let's zoom this out. Yeah, there we go. That could work. Boaty McBoatface, yeah. Wasn't it, that was a British boat, wasn't it? And then they refused to name it that, and then the internet lost their frickin' minds. It is what it is. This thing is filthy. This is a car that my boss got cheaply because it was misfiring. Turns out the head was cracked, but one of the two heads was cracked, so he just replaced the head. So it's not too bad. All right, so let's start the intro here. Do you have a Jeep Wrangler that the radio turns on and functions, but you get no audio out of it? I might have the solution for you. So the first thing you need to do is you need to pull the radio out of your vehicle and get it to this point. I'm going to try to make a straightforward video. I'm going to unhook these latches on the bottom. Oh boy, pretty fragile. There we go. Next, you got to unhook the faceplate from the radio. So you just want to go underneath these latches here and gently pull them up. Do it on both the top and the bottom. The bottom I already did. So you just basically lift up these tabs. I have some iron fingers, so you can use a screwdriver if you don't, but just be very careful, and then that'll pull away. It is only connected by this little connector here in the front, so that's what you have to do there. Next step is you have to pull the CD player out. I believe you have to take these two out, and then we'll go from there. Oh, these are Torx. Actually, I think you have to take the top off first. Let's go get a screwdriver. Sir David Attenborough. Yeah, I mean, Sir David Attenborough is a good name, but it's no Bodie McBoatface. And if you're going to leave it to an internet vote, you got to stick to your guns. The next step actually is you need to pull up the black cover here. Same thing, you're going to go with a little screwdriver prying apparatus. You can push up on these little tabs, and you basically just pry a little bit like this until it comes loose. And there are a few things in the way, like there's dots here and here holding it in, and then there will also be some on the sides, like over here. And same thing, just going to work your way up very gently. Don't do this when you're in a hurry. Push these things up, and eventually you should be able to push all the way up, and this will come off completely. Again, if you have sensitive fingers, go ahead and use tools. Mine aren't that sensitive, but still, this is still sheet metal. So they're only being held in by these little clips on the side. See, this one's released right there. This one's not released yet. Just gonna push it up. There we go. And then you should be able to lift it up from the back. And then it should unhook from the front afterwards. Looks like it's only stuck on one side. There we go. So that lifts off. Put that to the side. Now we've got to take the CD player off. So it looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 screws. There we go. Always use tools. Better than slipping and bleeding over electronic equipment. Or you can just bleed off of a sandwich accident like I have there. This was a sandwich accident. I was cutting a baguette in half. Ended up cutting my finger. By the way, how's it going, B-dubs? All right. Take these guys off. Oh, put them in a safe spot. This is the boss's radio after all, so we're going to try not to lose any screws. Let's get the size of the screwdriver T10. Already took 3 of the T10 screws off for the CD player. Let's see if this one will come off. I'm not sure if there's a flat flex or something underneath. We're about to find out. It has a cable. Oh, it's not a flex cable at all. It's just a regular cable. Should be able to just pull it out, or we can pull it off the board actually. Should be able to. Oh boy, it's in there. Let me take a look at this one. Oh, that looks not easy to take out. So I'm going to try this one. Ooh, I don't want to break this. Maybe it's a clip. Ah, there we go. So you just want to unclip this connector from the PCB. Just get in there and sort of squish the lever down and pull. Learning as we go, folks. Okay, so now you guys, my live audience, we're after this chip right here. I'll actually read off the numbers for you guys. Maybe I should write it down actually. Hang on a sec. Hey Adam, no, not hacking. We are fixing. This is a Jeep head unit, which apparently has a common issue of the output stop working. Running errands. Little problem with my car. Cloth is coming off the passenger rear door panel. The adhesive has gone bad. I've fixed a lot of those in the 0105 Civics. You just peel it back, spray a little 3M spray adhesive, wait till it gets tacky, and then roll it back over. And it seems to work just fine. Do we want to unscrew this completely? I kind of want to take this board all the way out. Let's see if there's anything stopping us. Now, there might be thermal compound on this part here. Because I don't really want to try to reflow it down that way. So I'm going to keep disassembling it. At this point, we can see the treble chip, which should be this one right down here. But because I want to work on it a little bit easier, I think I'm going to disassemble it further. So it'll involve popping off the back cover like we did the top, and I'm just going to remove the case fan and just leave it in the case while we work on the board. So again, it's just a matter of squeezing the little connector and pulling it through. Yeah, I think that's the play, to remove this completely. All right, let's get this off. Should be same, only different back here. Just got to lift the tin off the little latches. The board seems to want to come out with it. which I don't think is right. Doesn't look latched in. There we go. That section is off completely now. Set that to the side. And now we can get these screws, which I believe are the same T10s. And there we go. This is all that's inside of your car's radio, at least in the case of this Jeep. All right, now that the filming is out of the way for the moment, let's get the microscope out. I hear Florida has the same issue with the peeling of stuff. I also pulled up the fan connector here. Whoopsies. Gonna give that a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Try to get it back into its spot. There we go. Perfectly fine. So this part over here, that's the main, that's got to be the main power amplifier. But apparently it's this chip that goes bad. And I'll pull out the microscope and we'll take a look at the chip up close. Okay, let's see if I can place it where you guys can see it, and then you'll have to see the footage afterwards. Let's see. We're gonna get a sneak peek before the YouTube crowd though. Okay. So TEF7000HN, TEF700HN, no, 7000HN. Let me take a shot of that TEF. How do I change this? MD. There we go, to the camera mode. Then, okay, that'll take a screenshot. That's good. Can you guys see that? Not really, huh? Yeah, this Anlov microscope is really good for this. To be able to do work underneath it. So it's a TEF7000HN. TEF7000HN. Underneath that it says CT5998. 5998. Okay, you guys won't be able to see for a moment here, but I'm gonna just inspect the solder on the pins. Maybe I'll bring out the SD card and I'll look at the stuff on the PC with you guys. Okay. I mean, that looks good. I don't see any cracked solder. Hang on, let me just angle it down a bit. Like so. Why do you no focus? I don't see anything wrong with it. It's like extremely dirty though. I'll take some screenshots. There's like literal dirt in there. I don't see any broken solder, which is apparently what goes wrong on these. Nothing there. It's freaking filthy though. No, I'll take a couple of pictures and we can take a look on the PC. Won't be able to fit it at this angle. Oh, I think I see corrosion. Hang on. Might be getting this. Oh, is that a crack or a hair? Hang on a sec. No, it's a hair. Leaving ink all over the place. I need a paintbrush. I think I have a paintbrush over here. It's a 2013, 2014 Jeep, something like that. It's hard to tell with Jeeps because they all look the same. They haven't changed their shape in a long time. Southwest Michigan doesn't get as bad as Florida or Texas. This is a 2002 Ford Taurus that's kept parked in a garage. Being old, I'm not surprised. Yeah, that's very true. The adhesive has like a shelf life for sure. Definitely like a hair there. I feel like there's flux there too. If I could take a picture of what I'm talking about. There's like literally sand everywhere. It's disgusting. It's all Jeep sand. Ew. Okay, well, we'll take a look. I'll flip this up. Oh, that's a cracked component. That is two cracked components side by side. What the hell are those things? I don't know what these things are. They have like little windows on them. Look like they have an inductor inside, maybe? Are they just inductors? Has someone done research to see what the TEF7000HN is? I'll take a look if not, no problem. Gonna keep looking here, make sure that these capacitors aren't in bad shape. Yeah, there's like inductors all over here. Oh, what's that? Is that dirt on top of the cap? Yeah, dirt. Zero ohm resistor. Looks like a tantalum cap. Don't see any broken solder anywhere. There's a free solder ball next to a cap here. Doesn't look like it's bridging anything. It's weird because this whole section over here, this whole section where the problem is not conformally coated, but everything else is conformally coated. Some big diodes over here. Very interesting. Some micro under there. Complete, no markings anywhere. All right. Let's do a little bit of research. All right, screen. TEF 7000 HN. Power management, IC development tools. Can I just have a data sheet? Data sheet, anyone? Documentation? It's for the tuner. Lower cost. Okay. documentation. Package information. Packet information. I want data sheet. Data sheet. Here we go. Okay. What a garbage data sheet. It's 2 pages. Data sheet. Oh, come on. Garbage. Data sheet. No. Well, I'm just gonna have to go for it. You got what kind of AliExpress microscope? Does it have a screen on it? Because I find myself using it more when I don't have to connect anything to it. If that makes sense. Okay, so how am I going to set this up for soldering? I think I'm going to zoom out. And brush all the crap off of it. Oh, maybe I should bring you guys over to my screen. Here, webcam. What do you see from here? Absolutely nothing. That's okay. We will deal with it. I will get a video of the process using the microscope, and I'll capture my audio on the on my camera. Let's see if you can focus this. You know what? I'm going to go get a Q-tip so I can apply some alcohol to clean it. And then, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a Q-tip so I can clean it with alcohol. I'll get a USB cable so I can plug it in at the same time as I'm using it as well, because I don't want it to, my microscope to die. Because just my luck, I'll be like in the heat of it and it's just gonna die and I'm gonna lose all my footage. I should have Q-tips down here, but I don't. Okay, USB. Need a decent USB cable. There we go. A to B. It's a USB version, no screen. Yeah, so I have a nice pluggable one, USB version, no screen, but I find myself not reaching for it that often because I feel like the need to plug it into a computer is kind of annoying to me. And so I find myself using this one with the screen a lot more, and that's just something I did not know about myself until I got this one. This is actually was sent to me by Anlov. There's quite a few versions on Amazon with screens, and I really do recommend it. All right, so this is plugged in now. So that means it's charging. I will also plug in my hot air rework station. Come on, get in there. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna make sure this is well focused. I liked the angle I had before. Can I change the lights here? Yeah, that looks way better. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get a Q-tip. I'll be right back. I also apply alcohol. I do get odd looks in the pub though. Wow. Just squeeze it all into your mouth. All right, my wife is doing something upstairs, so I'll have to be a little quiet, but you guys might hear me all the way up. All right, here goes. Maybe I can whisper in the mic. Okay, coming down. All right, main floor now. Down another flight of stairs. Oh, that's main floor is first floor for our British viewers. I'm gonna pick up my alcohol bottle. Today's alcohol is isopropyl. All right. So, oh yeah, I need to pull out one more thing that I'm gonna need, which is something in my soldering. Oh yeah, flux. Got some liquid flux. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna present it to the camera and then we're gonna jump into this recording. I should be able to change this to, yeah, that should be recording on the microscope. Can you guys see? Not very well. Hold on, let me see if I can make it so that everybody sees a bit more. Like that. There we go. Okay, yeah, and we can see a bit more there. Okay, like this and like this. All right, I got the board set up under my digital microscope here. This is the Anlov version that is also available on my channel. You can take a look and see my review of it. I love this thing. Next step for me is going to be to apply some isopropyl alcohol with some Q-tips, cotton swabs, to clean off the chip. The chip seems to have to do with the digital tuner. So I believe that's what controls the volume input, and that's why this chip going bad makes it so you can't use your volume knob. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of solder flux, liquid flux, on top of the area, and then heat it up with my hot air gun, and just see if we can rework the solder that's already there. Now, the only way I can test this is to send it back to my customer and have him plug it in. And so, yeah, let's hope that that's all that's needed. But there are multiple videos of this repair, so let's dive into it. All right, so now I gotta restart my recording. So I only got 10 minutes on the camera, which will be recording my audio. I can pick up the audio from this source, but that's gonna be too much trouble. All right, here goes, here goes. All right, I'm recording on both. Just going to use the cotton now to clean off the area with alcohol. Now the bad part about the cotton swab is it is going to leave a couple of fibers behind. That's not the end of the world. And the heat gun will take care of that, so don't worry about it too much. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of flux. And I can spread that around with another cotton swab. All the flux does is it cuts down on the corrosion on the contacts and allows the solder to flow a lot easier. So you definitely want flux in the equation. And don't worry if it's too clumped up all over the place. The hot air will make it flow much easier. I'm going to bring in my hot air gun. I have it set pretty hot. $350. I'm going to drop the wind speed a little bit, and I'm just going to start heating the area. There you can see already. And I want it very directed around this chip. We'll make a little bit of crackling noise. That's okay. I want to be very careful not to knock any of the components around, because as this gets hot, it's going to loosen the solder on everything. It's going to make the solder molten everywhere. And so if you knock components, they're going to fly off the board, and then you're in trouble. You're buying your customer a new radio. I'm going to let that cool, and we're going to take a look at the results. It should be wildly hot. Yeah, it feels really hot. Good. So we'll see how that ends up in the end, but I'm still recording, so I can actually zoom down. Feel like we did something. I mean, the soldering looks very clean now, which is neat. I mean, definitely did get hot. Guess there's only one way to find out, which is to plug it back in, which I can't really do. Very interesting. You're in Costco watching the stream? Hello to Costco people. All right, alcohol bath. I think that's all we can do. I mean, it looks good. I think I might have enough footage for the YouTube video. So let's stop it. We'll turn this off. And I guess I'll show you guys what my footage looks like. This is another bad part about this is I usually have issues getting the card out. Get out. Get out. Like the card is so recessed in there. There we go. You gotta pull it out somehow with your fingernails, or just end up using some pliers or tweezers. There we go. Okay, to the computer. Turn this off. Conserve some battery. Need an adapter. This guy here. I'll switch you to the computer once we're all turned around. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on a sec, gotta check out what this is. Okay, should be safe. All right, let's switch you folks to my screen. This is it there. This is 1080p footage. So this is of the alcohol. And then this is the flux. Put the flux everywhere. And then I smashed it in with a Q-tip. Look at the flux going everywhere. Doesn't matter if there's some spots unfluxed because it melts really quickly. And then I come in with the heat gun, and you'll see how quick this stuff melts. I mean, eventually. There he is. Look at it go. There's bubbles coming up from underneath, so I feel like the alcohol is bubbling up from under. Hopefully it got hot enough. I just want, I don't really want to send him back a radio that doesn't work, right? I mean, I think it looks good. And then I went on to inspect it. So if you look closely, I mean, it looks good. I don't see any issues with it. It's like a flux bridge. And then it flipped over to this one. I think I refocused to here, yeah. So, I mean, it looks good. It does, I agree, Big Z. I think one of my future purchases will be an optical microscope so I can take a look in my eyes, and then they usually come with a digital camera that slots onto the top. This is the cleaning with the alcohol after. Right here. Eventually, there we go. Then you can see the surface tension. Look at that, the alcohol like sticking to the chip going around the corner here. See that? See, there's like dirt still coming out sometimes. That's a piece of solder right there. I mean, it looks good to me. Very hard to see. And here, I'll show you the pictures I took too. This one. So these are the two inductors that I was saying looked cracked. Look at the crack right here. There and there. And then over here again, see there's the crack, you can see it well. These are some connections. Look, I thought this was corrosion, but I don't really know what that is. Again, look at the sand. You can literally see all the sand particles. It's like literally sand. Sand everywhere. I don't like sand. It's rough. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. There's sand and fibers, all sorts of things. Literal sand all over it. Well, hopefully that fixes it. So we will go back to the camera. We will reassemble. Actually, I should probably put the SD card back in, or else I'm going to forget to do it. That's the beauty of this unit, having a battery and a screen. It's all there, so I don't have to worry about it. It's already all there. Can never figure out which way this goes. This is like the only flaw with this thing. I might install a remote card. They sell like extenders that you just jam into here, and then you can put the port elsewhere. Because this is annoying. It's like the only bad part of this whole system. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna shove this over and leave it charging. Whoops. Whoops. Keep smashing into things. All right. Put this down over here. There we go. Please don't break anything. Okay, and now I can present all this. I can clean the flux off too. Do I care? I guess I care. If it was mine, I wouldn't care, but it's not mine, so I do care. Okay, so I'm gonna grab one of my dirty paper towels that I use to clean the 3D printing surfaces. This is, in principle, it's no clean flux, so you don't actually have to clean it off. It just means it's not acidic. It's not going to eat through the components and whatever. But since this is not mine, I'll just clean it up a little. It's not all icky. You can get an extension for the SD socket. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, Fleming. You know what? Maybe I'll just order it now, so I'm not. That's great. Oh, I'll put it together and then we'll deal with that. Okay. Oh yeah, and I should do this on YouTube. Okay. Camera on. Let's put this up like the height that it's going to be. It's going to be about here. Why does it not fit? I mean, it should fit. That goes there. Oh, you have to jam it in. Okay. So good. I'll just focus up here. There we go. Now that that's done, all we need to do is reassemble. And so here it goes. Should just go like this. Squeeze this in. Feels like it should be seating. Oh, the plug. Now I see what the issue is. So you got to make sure that front plug slides into the metal there. There we go. Now it fits a lot better. And then it's just your T10 screws. Should be 4 of them. And then the back, so the back should fit up front, forward like this. And then it should just clip down on those clips from earlier. These, lots of automotive things actually install a lot easier than they come apart. And that's because cars are made to go together easily at the factory. They don't really care what happens after that for the most part. Plug the fan back in, like so. And grab the CD drive over here. Plug the CD drive socket in where it goes as well. Should just be one way, don't need to latch anything. Just make sure it clicks. Sit the CD drive in. There go. Little detents where you need to sit everything in before it'll sit flat. And then the top should install. Same way, you put the tabs towards the front. And push down. And then the very front of it just gets placed connector to connector socket, and that's it. All that's left now is to install it in the car and make sure it works. There we go. Now we can't finish the video until my boss goes and tries it in his car. I don't have the pinouts in the back to just give it power, but it doesn't matter. We'll have my boss install it and figure out how well it works. But yeah, that's it for the video. On a drone live stream, is that were you on Mads Tech, Mads Tech, something like that? I mean, the previous owner probably did go in the sand. It was a youngin. Scruff Dog. Oh, I never heard of Scruff Dog. So yeah, these guys, this is what I want, but I just need a real short one. That one's 25 centimeters. $10 centimeters, that's really long. I could bundle up the excess, I guess. But yeah, freaking $5. Come on. What happened to like $1 things from AliExpress? $2, $2. $5. Ooh, this one's nice. Look at that one. It's short, but that might be exactly what I need. The only thing is I don't actually know which way it goes. Oh, very neat. The only thing about this one is I'm not sure if that's the way it needs to go in. Does anyone recall if it was label outwards or label inwards? I have it beside me. I can check. Label outwards. So, which way is label outwards? Give me a second. Label outwards means this one, it would work. This thing would work. I kind of like the design of that. It's very compact. I feel like I could make my own too. But I want it to be cheaper. Why is it so expensive? It doesn't have to be this expensive. Price. Lowest price. Chuck Bryant in Florida fixing up his Jeep, huh? Oh, see this. Look, 171. Ah, $2.31 of shipping. No. Okay. Free shipping. Oh, $2.61 in free shipping. That's a deal. I'm taking that one. Okay. Let's copy paste that into my real browser. Oh yeah, $2.61 free shipping. Oh, I can get 2 for free shipping, but the third one adds cost to the shipping. So I'm gonna get 2. Chuck Bryant? No, not the same Bryant. Different Bryant clan. Okay, that's good. Is there anything else I need to order while I'm on AliExpress? Anyone has any recommendations? Because I have my cart has like a bunch of things in it. 1, 2. Oh God. I have almost $75 worth of stuff in my cart. Holy. That's not good. Chuck Bryant. Yeah, I'll check him out. I'm not a big fan of Jeeps, but my boss is building his up as well. He bought one cheap, and it was apparently his dream car for a long time, but he's modding it to be a real off-roader because he lives out in the countryside, so he has access to going off-road a lot. Okay, so is that it? Do I need anything on AliExpress? When to check shipping when they have low prices, 50 cents for the item, $5 shipping. Yeah, I saw that. You know, I'm at the point now, I'm getting old and impatient. I'm at the point where I'm okay with paying shipping, but it better come faster. Sometimes it's like expensive shipping and it's just the cheap, like slow shipping. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we're done with that. MQTT guide for the Raspberry Pi CM4 that can just focus on anything. Interesting. I still don't know what MQTT really means. Oh yeah, let me show you the microscopes I'm talking about. Optical. Okay, maybe Banggood doesn't have them anymore. So these kinds of guys here, but not specifically. I think it's, I'll go binocular microscope. Okay, yeah, so these kinds of guys, but there's the ones, they have like a port for a camera at the top. Let's go 4K. Yeah, like this. So if you look at these guys, 2 weeks? Wow, mine is mostly about 4 weeks. So yeah, if you look at these guys, you have binocular vision, and then you have a port that you can put a camera in. So I guess it's a trinocular. But I want one with a lot of reach like this. This big boy. Look at that. So yeah, the camera sits on top. and then you can capture you can capture the camera feed at the same time as you look through the microscope. But look at the price. So 550 plus 200 bucks. But it's UPS, so May 5th, it'll come in 2 weeks or less. But I mean, for freaking couple $100 in shipping. So this is actually not too bad here. For $500, $450. But I mean, at that point, you want all the options. You want to get the most baller one because you don't want to be ordering stuff after, like you already got it. I mean, I have had no issues with UPS. The only thing I don't like about couriers, as opposed to like using Canada Post, is that couriers tend to charge me import fees, like brokerage fee and then the import taxes, whereas Canada Post only charges me the import taxes, no brokerage fees. And on some of the things, the brokerage fees are more expensive than the import taxes. Like, I've paid $60 in brokerage fees, and then an extra $20 for taxes. So it was 80 bucks instead of just 20 through Canada Post, for example. So that's my issue with them. Yeah, I want one of these. It's too expensive though. It should deliver itself, and yeah, exactly. I agree. It should definitely deliver itself, set itself up, and solder. It needs to do a lot of soldering too to make up for that. But I think my order still shows my batteries have shipped, but I don't have any tracking on it anywhere. Let's see, is it 7 track? 17 track? Let me see if my batteries are anywhere. Track. Huh? American UPS has it? What? Why would they do that? Oh, Canada. No, UPS Canada. Oh my God, my batteries are coming in through UPS. Well, that's gonna cost a lot of import fees. 2-piece shipment. Oh yeah, it is coming to my address. Okay, you guys can't see because there's my address on it. Huh. The longest I can remember paying over 14 pounds in fees and on an 11-pound parcel. Yeah. You guys have the value-added tax, the VAT. We don't have that here, but we do have taxes in order to encourage you to buy local. They're taxes that personal people like me, like I have to pay those taxes if I import certain things, but if I was a business, I could import it without taxes. So it's pretty interesting. Johnny comes to stream sometimes, and I do have pink LEDs, I just don't use them. I think that's the big issue. We could just light a pink LED to summon him. I do have pink LEDs. I do like pink LEDs. Okay, let me make a poll so we can figure out what we do next. Plus, start a poll. Okay, so what do we do next? What do we do next? Review a tweezer multimeter. Open a package from LCSC. I don't think I have enough for a mailbag, so it can't be a mailbag. Review power supply. Dawdle around doing YouTube admin stuff. There we go. Get your votes in. America costs £30. Wait. Yeah, if you build it, he will come. But something from America costs £30. Shipping and import duty came to £80. Yep. We don't have a VAT yet. I wouldn't put it past them. Gotta have something for 83,000 more IRS agents to do. I mean, the IRS don't deal with the VAT stuff, by the way. Okay, looks like it's a third. I think there's 4 viewers at the moment, so if you're a viewer and you haven't voted, you could either break the 3-way tie or make it a 4-way tie. Of course you would have. Jeez, it doesn't surprise me in the least. Who actually wanted me to dawdle around doing YouTube admin stuff? I guess it's someone that wants me to release more videos. Oh, review a power supply. That is edging it out at the moment. All right, let's clean up my desk a little bit first while we wait to see anything else. Parcel was an A1 sheet of paper with blacksmith plans from Texas. The courier took it to Canada before sending it back to Texas before back to the UK. Wow. Oh, geez. Okay, I'm gonna throw away this Q-tip, but this one is unused, so I'm gonna put it to the side. I can clean my ears later if I want. I love when you say online that you're gonna clean your ears with a Q-tip because people just lose their minds. They're not for cleaning your ears. I know, it says so on the box, but it's still hilarious to say it. Oh man, Vero, my wife, she made a joke. She made a reaction video to Saving Private Ryan, and she made a joke that it's a movie that nobody's heard of, and people lost their damn minds in the comments. They're like, I can't believe you think that no one knows what it is, and blah, 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 blah. And also, she's never seen the movie before. So she's not sure which war they're talking about in Saving Private Ryan. And people said, oh, I can't believe what kind of crappy school system you went to. You don't know, you don't know about the world wars. And she's like, I know about the world wars. I just don't know which one of them or which war specifically this movie was based on. Like, people are nuts, folks. Some people's children, I tell you. From the soldering box, can put this one back away. This guy here, I'll bring it upstairs. Can't take a joke. I know they can't handle VAT. I wouldn't put it past them to make it that way. Okay. The war film starring Tom Hanks. Heard of it, but never watched it. It's actually a really good movie, Adam. I like it. It's a good one. I've been meaning to watch it again, but since Vero has never seen it, she wanted to react to it first, so we could watch it any moment now, because now she's watched it for the first time with her live reaction. Okay, that's done. Next. Oh yeah, we're doing the power supply review. Here we go. Been waiting to get my hands on this for a while. I've just been it was just here, taking up space, and yeah. What does the average American have in common with a pane of glass? They are transparent and walk around with a glazed look. I'm not sure I get that joke. They both get smashed easily. Yeah, that's a good one. Do Americans get smashed specifically easily? Like, I don't know if there's a specific thing where Americans get smashed easily. And also, careful what you say about Americans, because Canadians share a lot of traits with Americans. We're not all that different. I mean, we are different, but not super different. Plus, like, it's so weird. You can't even say Americans, really. You can't put, like, Americans in a box together, because they're all, like, they differ so much from state to state, area to area. They seem to get drunk on Bud Light. Well, I mean, even like the low alcohol stuff you can get drunk on. You just need to drink more of it. It's not a percent thing that gets you drunk. It's the volume, you know. Just if you're drinking lighter stuff, you just need to drink more. America is like the realm of excess, so you know, if you want to see over drinking, go to America. Looking for a key thing that I printed. Ah, here we go. This will be the case that I printed for it. Bud Light is not zero alcohol, no. I don't think so. They do make a, there are zero alcohol beers, but the regular Bud Light is definitely not zero alcohol. I'm gonna drill a hole into this before we start. Gonna make a mess. So, gonna make a mess, clean her up, call her a day. Get my drill. My God, this whole place is a freaking mess. Should have a, if I didn't mind appearing on camera, I would probably do tidying up streams. I don't know if you guys would even watch that, but I would do them. That's for sure. Oh, I've got some steel I gotta put up in the rafters too. I found, so I have a small aluminum boat, like a rowboat, and I'm considering making a trailer this year for it. And I found a bed frame in the trash, and so that's going to be my source of metal. Bud Light is lower calorie, yeah, true. Gluten-free. You know what? I'm not a fan of beer. I'm gonna say it just like that. I don't particularly like beer. If I drink alcohol, it'll be like harder stuff, and typically I'll mix it with stuff. I am, but on top of that, I don't really drink a lot at all. I don't throw shade to anybody who does like drinking. I'm just not a fan. I don't do pot either, even though pot is legal here. I'm just not a fan of being inebriated. You know what I mean? I always feel like I got so much stuff to do that I can't necessarily be drunk or high or whatever. So I just don't. I usually stay sober as a gopher, as they say. People can do whatever they like. I'm not a fan of drinking. Carlsberg. Learned the hard way not to drink a bottle of sake in one night. Interesting. I don't even think I've ever tried sake. Sake? 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 Where is my deburring tool? Where'd you go? I miss my tool so... Oh, here it is. Never mind, I don't miss it now. Found it. Deburring tool, gonna deburr this hole. Calling these things burrs are a little bit, ripping the layers right off. A little bit facetious. Whatever. Doesn't have to look purty, just gotta do the job. Just like me. I ain't purty, but I got it where it counts. My attitude. Can-do attitude. There it goes. All right. So I'm gonna introduce this one. Frickin' dust buildup on it everywhere. The funny part is Banggood.com sent me the power supply like frickin' months ago, maybe a year ago now, so whoopsies. All right. Stay straight. There we go. Need to F10 maybe. There we go. Oh, that's good. This here is my Reedon RD6018 power supply, and ever since Banggood sent it to me, more than a year ago now, I guess. Let me retry that. This here is my Reedon RD6018, and even, gotta try that again. The joys of doing YouTube videos, folks. This is my Reedon RD6018 power supply. No, see, I'm gonna do that all in one shot. This is my Reedon RD6018 power supply, and ever since Banggood sent me this, quite a while ago now, I've been using it as my daily driver. I absolutely love this thing. But now I've got a second one, because Banggood has sent me this one, the Reedon RD6024. Now in principle, it should be about the same as the Reedon RD6018, but this one should be able to deliver up to 24 amps of current instead of the 18 on the 6018. So in fact, for my purposes, where I don't even use that much current, it'll be pretty much the same exact thing, but, you know, more powerful. So here it is. Now the thing, if you're new to power supplies like this, is that it actually doesn't plug into the wall. These things just take a higher voltage and reduce it down to a lower voltage, and you have the ability to control the maximum amount of current output as well. So it's kind of a variable voltage, variable current power supply, but you need the AC to DC portion already. Now I've got a small 800 watt unit that I use to feed my RD6018, which means that in order to use both, I'll have to get a bigger unit, but as long as you don't push it too hard, you can use both on the same power supply. It's just that you're limited to a maximum of 800 watts regardless. So if this one is delivering 200 watts and this one's 600 watts, you're maxed out. You know, or you can have it vice versa, however you want. The other thing is that these guys come with a unfinished back, which means that you probably want to get some sort of case for it. I personally don't like having them mounted flat where they face, you know, out in the direction this way or this way. I like them to have a bit of an angle on them. So I have a case for this one, which is 3D printed. I'll put the link in the description if I can remember who made this. I drilled a hole in the side to pass the wires, and that'll be no different for this unit. I've got another one here, just made out of different material. These guys also have Wi-Fi modules and a battery for the real-time clock. The battery, I don't have the correct size here, but I don't really care about the clock, nor do I care about the Wi-Fi. But I am going to install it just in case, because otherwise I'll just have loose parts kicking around the workshop and they're just going to get lost. So I might as well install this. But I typically don't use any third-party software from an unreputable source, so therefore I probably won't use the features, the Wi-Fi features at all on this unit. I've never actually felt the need to use any of the Wi-Fi features on the RD6018, so probably not going to start now either. So there we go. That just fits inside there, and I really don't care if it keeps the correct time. I mean, it's a power supply. Other thing that comes with, it comes with a temperature probe, so you can extend this out and have it sitting on your device so that you can check the temperature of it. I'm just going to plug it into the back here, and I'm just going to leave it there, probably coiled up in the base of the box, and if ever I need to pull it out, I'll just pull it out by the little hole I drilled. Now, another difference between this power supply and that one is that one used screw terminals. This one uses something a little bit more interesting. So these things have soldered in screw terminals like so, but they finish up in sort of a spade connector. So you can take these, screw them into your power supply, and then just use spade lugs in order to hook it up to your DC-DC or AC to DC power supply. So I'm just going to screw these ones in. I'm going to bias them downwards, maybe outwards in fact. And then I've made myself some leads to hook it up. I'm not sure which one's better. I mean, I terminated my other wires in ferrules to go into the screw connectors. I don't really know if there's much of a difference between the two methods of connection. I do know that you can get really low quality spade terminals, which is what I'm going to be using. So they may not be the best in terms of safety, but it's just going to have to be what it is. The input voltage on this goes up to 70 volts, and I believe that's what my AC to DC power supply is providing. So I'm expecting it not to heat up too much at that amount of voltage, because as the voltage goes up for the same wattage, your current goes down, and it's really the current which causes issues in heating. So there we go. Now the positive is over on this side, negative is over on this side, and I think I will run with a black positive, black negative, and these wires came out of an extension cord, so they are black and white. So the white will be my positive, the black will be my negative, and so I'll plug these in. So in negative there, and in positive there, and I'll just have to make sure these guys stay tight downwards, and I'll feed this into my little case, out through the hole, which I hopefully made big enough. Yeah, barely. Maybe not. There we go. Feed this through. And hopefully this should fit just about right. Yeah, there we go. Fits just about in the little case. And this is the way I like my power supply to be facing upwards so I can see it, and upwards so you guys can see it. Made myself a little power distribution board on the wall here, so I'll just plug these into my wall. And then plug in the power supply, and it should come to life. And there we go. I'm greeted with a familiar screen. Oof, that was 9 minutes, no pause. That was a long frickin' take. Beautiful. Man, this thing is a beaut. Getting squished because of the wires, I think. That's okay. Man, it is a girthy girl. All right, so let's see. What do you got? Always fine in the morning. I had a hangover yesterday, 2 small bottles. I'm 55. I'm 35. What are you going to source 24 amps from? Well, 24 amps is, it depends, because I'm sourcing, I have 800 watts on the power supply up on the wall. That's at 70 volts. So if you drop down the voltage on this thing, you get more current. So I won't be able to put out 24 amps at 60 volts, but at 5 volts, yeah, should be no problem. 30 amp PSU. I don't know if it's 30 amps. I could check. It's kind of up there, kind of in the way. So yeah, not going to check. But regardless, it works. I make do with a 3003. Yeah, it's a nice one. Got mine with the intention of connecting it to an RPi 2B I have around, yeah. Also have 2 old school Bench Lab power supplies. Yeah. So yeah, this is frickin' beaut. A little bit different knurling on the, man, this case doesn't quite fit. Oh. The case is actually not designed for this one. So it doesn't quite fit because the inductor touches the bottom. Maybe if I reorganize, like maybe it's the temp sensor wires getting in the way. Move them over to the side. See how it goes. Because yeah, this inductor, look at the size of that frickin' inductor. It's huge. But what I can do also is I can remix this design. Oh, I pressed the power on. My power supply is doing a high-pitched whine. Oh, I broke through. So yeah, this is not the ideal box, but that's okay. Works. I'm gonna turn this one on so it silences the power supply. Well, that's frickin' nice. I think that's pretty awesome. I'm going to have 2 of these. So I'm going to put 2 in the shot. I can talk about the differences a little bit. They barely fit on my camera in width like this. All right. So on cursory glance, they look almost identical. So the 6024 is here and the 6018 is over here. The 6024, it seems to have different knurling on these banana plugs. Oh, and the banana plug comes all the way off, whereas these, they get trapped. So I'm actually like the knurling on the 6018 better. But I do like that these come all the way off, so I could put a ring terminal on top. That's interesting. But for those of you who don't know these power supplies, what you can do is you can set the current and the voltage by going, like I set, and let's say you want 24 amps, 24 enter, and let's say for the volts you want 12 volts, so V set 24 enter, and it's just like that, and you can on and off the output. And then on here you get the display of what the volts, the amps, and the power output is. And in fact, I believe this one here, on or off, you get to actually see the voltage sensed at these 2 terminals. This middle terminal, same thing as the RD6018, it's for battery charging. I believe it does the same thing as the positive, but when the current tapers off to, I believe it's 10% of what you set it to, it'll cut the charge off completely. So that's some way to do that. Also, you can see down here the cycling of the information between the 2. This one here has no temperature reporting because I didn't plug in the temperature sensor. I plugged it in on this one, but that's about it. Let's see what else we got. I know the 6018, when you press the buttons, it used to make noises like beeping, but I turned it off because I absolutely hate that. But it looks like on the 6024, it came with it turned off, so I don't have to be annoyed, which is quite nice. I do like it when things are defaulted to volume off. I guess there's not much left to do but to give it a shot. So let me go get a load and we'll put a load on this thing. All right, so let's load it up. I do have some loads. Coke, my first bench power supply is a Uwin from the 70s. Sounds like I have another 3D printing project to do. Yeah, to make a new box for this. For sure. Should have talked about these little fuses too. Maybe I can talk about that later. So these are the fuses on this are soldered on, but in parallel with the fuses, there's little sockets where you can put a new fuse in if you blow the one that's soldered on. It's actually really well designed. So that's pretty neat. All right, let's get some loads. What load do I use? High loads plus analog meters. That's what my box is written. See that? High loads and analog meters. Okay, so these bulbs, that's pretty easy mode. Let's do some bulbs first, because that is like pretty low current. So we'll slot a bulb into a socket. So that's good for a load. This is an 1157 bulb. It's a dual filament brake bulb. Then I've got this bad boy. This is 1.5 ohms of resistance. So it's 2 3-ohm resistors in parallel. So that should be pretty nice. And then I've got this one, which is 1 ohm of resistance. So together it makes a lot of current. I don't think I can hook them up together because they have to go into the same hole. Oh, and what do I have here? Another 1 ohm resistor. So we'll figure it out how we're going to set that all up. Okay, I'm going to need a new box for 12 ohm, or sorry, 12 volt bulbs. Okay, and we're going to use, I've got a Fluke 117 in the other room. Yeah, they definitely get hot for sure. So I'll grab a Fluke 117 so we can take a look at the voltage readings. Fluke, right over here. Excellent. All right. Let's get this in shot. This will be in shot 2. All right, first thing we need to do is let's check the open circuit voltage and see if it's accurate. Let's try it at a couple different amounts. So let's go 1.5 volts. Turn that on. 1.5000001, but even the output here is going 4950. But yeah, it looks like an exact 1.5 volts. Let's go 3 volts. $2.999. I mean, that is darn close, but even the output voltage there is fluctuating between 2.99 and 3 volts. Now, don't forget, there's no load on this right now. Let's go 5 volts. 5.001. I mean, that's pretty good. Let's go 9 volts. Yep, 9.00. Dead on. 12 volts. Yep, 12.00. Dead on. Let's go a little bit higher now, 24. Now I'm feeding it with 70 volts, so we can go up pretty high, or 65 volts actually. You can see the input there. So this says 23.99, and the device is reporting 24.01. Let's set it to 36 volts. 35.9899. We're getting close. I don't know why the Fluke is reporting a lightning bolt. I don't know if it's saying it's starting to get dangerous voltage, but it is what it is. VSET 48 volts. Oh, 47.98. It's just dropping off a little bit. Don't forget, again, we are we're no load here, and let's go VSET. Let's go 60 volts because that's the maximum it should be able to output. 59.97. Very nice. Now, here's the big deal. Let's turn this into current. We're going to change the lead to 10 amps, and we're going to change it to DC. Now, let's see if I can get it to current limit at exactly, let's say, 2 amps. So here it goes. It's going to arc 2.008 amps. Look at that. That is accurate. Pretty neat. All right, let's set it back down to something a little bit more reasonable. Let's set it to 12 volts. I'll give it a maybe a 10 amp maximum. And let's just hook some bulbs up to it. So this here is a brake light bulb, and we're going to put one wire in the positive, one in the negative, and we should be lighting. Oh, once the output is on. So there we go, 1.78 amps on that one. Okay, half an amp on that one. Very nice, still at 12 volts. If we jam them both in together, we should have double that. So there we go, 2.25 amps. And we can even set this up so that we can check the voltage as at the same time as it's on. So we can check the loaded voltage. So it seems like these binding posts are not as good at trapping wires as the RD6018, but it's possible they had to change these banana plugs to be higher current, because this thing can deliver 6 more amps than the other one. So if I turn this on, there we go. We have our 12 volts at 2.25 amps. What do we have on here? 12.00, so exactly the same under load. Pretty impressive. Let's try some bigger loads now. So this is where stuff starts getting hot, so I'm gonna raise this up on a piece of wood. Here we have 2 3-ohm resistors in parallel, which will give us a total circuit resistance of 1.5 ohms. And so let's turn this on. So 12 volts, we got 100 watts flowing now. Can I get my probes in here to check? Not quite. Maybe we'll check over here. So 11.86, but I'm not exactly at the load. Gotta pull these out a little bit. There we go. Because I do want to check the voltage at the module. Ooh, they're starting to get hot. So what do we got? 11.93. Yeah, we are a little bit on the low end. 11.96. Not bad. Whoops, I had my leads the right way the first time. 11.94. These things are getting hot. Gonna have to take them off and set them aside. So that was 100 watts. Now let's try this one. This is a 1 ohm resistor. Maybe I'll try unscrewing this a little bit and see if I can probe from the bottom. So I want to plug this in all the way. And maybe I'll try to sneak my probe down at the bottom here. Something like that. All right, 1 ohm. Ooh, 10 amps. We're at the current limit. So 9.96, and the internal fan is turned on. Let's turn it off now. Let's set the current limit to, we'll put it all the way up to 20 amps. Shouldn't draw that much, but here it goes. It says 12 volts, and we are 12.00. Impressive. This thing's going to get hot. 143 watts. I don't want to leave that on too long. So obviously this thing is capable of delivering higher current already at 150 watts. It's quite a bit. I'd have to go up in voltage in order to push as much current as this thing is capable of doing. But in that case, I'm not sure this resistor would survive. This is just a 50 watt resistor. I'm still quite impressed by this thing. Yeah, it stinks in here. It has gotten frickin' hot. But yeah, this thing is, I'm impressed by these read-in power supplies. Whenever anyone asks me which power supply they should buy these days, I always say the read-ins. It's the buy once, cry once type thing, but it's actually an affordable thing. I think these are $100, and then to get a decent power supply for it is another like $100, but then you're done. That's all you need. You only really need one, but I've got 2, and I'm honestly thinking of buying 2 more for my other workshop, my dirty workshop. Oh, this is hot as hell. Wish I could explain to you how hot that is, but it is hot. So while that cools, let's go take a look at how much this costs. Screen. So RD6024. Oh boy, 100. That's a lot of money. 200, I mean. Oh, that's with the power supply. So yeah, 200 bucks with the with everything? No, with the case. Okay, how much is it just for the thing? 150 Canadian dollars. Oh yeah, I know. I know there are cheaper options, but man, as soon as I started using this, it's like night and day. There we go. So the 1200 watt power supply and the case. This product can't be shipped to your address. So the 1200 watt power supply is $105. And then the RD6024 is 137 without Wi-Fi, 144 with Wi-Fi. I mean, I agree that cheap Chinese power supplies are nice, but my God, ever since I've started using this read-in thing, that's the only power supply I want in my shop. See if we can find it for cheaper. 6024, let's try this. So, no, about the same price. A little bit cheaper if you want the Wi-Fi. It's the 24. A little bit cheaper for the 800 watt power supply. It's not bad. I mean, I have to say, it was nice getting them for free from Banggood. I'm not gonna lie. But now I'm considering buying some for the other workshop. Because the thing is, I want a massive power supply for here. So I need like the 1200 watt, 68 volts. And then that means I have my 800 watt thing that I can use elsewhere. Yeah, let's go another maker. You missed fixing a Jeep radio. So yeah, so by switching to a 1200 watt, like this guy, here we go. $141. So if I get this guy, that's enough wattage for my workbench here. Then I can take my 800 watt one and bring it into my other shop, which means I need another read-in for the other shop. Another. So yeah, I'm considering getting this big baller power supply, 70 volts, 21 amps. That should give me the full 24 volts. 24 amps at 60 volts on the 6024. I'm glad you could be here, Mr. Meka. We're just filming a review video. I'm just giving a chance for my read-in to cool down a bit. Do you have one of these, another maker? The read-in power supplies? I highly recommend them if you don't have one already. I wonder, can I get them on Amazon? .ca. Another maker can come on to my podcast whenever he wants. He just needs to say the word. In fact, usually I get him on because I'm too busy to find someone else. I know I can rely on him. I kind of use him like that. 60, let's see if they have the 6018. So it's more expensive here, although 500 watt supply. Circuit Specialist triple. Oh yeah, you have the triple, another 5 amp, 30 volt. Yeah, I love the read-in stuff. It's phenomenal. I think next time AliExpress has a big sale, like a site-wide sale, I'm going to I'm gonna supply my dirty shop with a power supply, because it's gold. I'll probably get this guy. I'm gonna favorite this. Oh wait, I can't favorite this. I have to bring it over to my other screen. By the way, my batteries are coming by way of UPS, which means they shall be here at some point. But yeah, basically, I don't know if maybe put one over in there. I don't know if you mind if I say so, another maker, but I think we're more than colleagues at this point. I think we're friends. So I don't really hide this fact, but you know, he helps me out when I need a guest on the podcast. I'm tired of speaking to myself, so he's the man. Well, thank you, Franco. I appreciate that. You know, the crazy thing is, I have hundreds of people who listen to the podcast now. And so it's very weird to think that when I put out an episode, there are hundreds of people who tune in. You know what I mean? Am I wrong in this? But if you see, the last 7 days, I had 246 unique viewers to the audio podcast. B-dubs, you've got the RD, the read-in power supplies? The peaks are going down a little bit, but look, this high peak, Adam Hale, and then up here, this peak was my Snowy Days peak. We had 246 unique listeners to the podcast in the last 7 days, and that is only the audio version, so it doesn't count all the YouTube viewers, which is another 100 and 200. Read-in and read-in. All right, so maybe, you know what, maybe I don't need a 24. Maybe I could put a 6018 in the other room. But the thing is, I'll be saving, by putting a 6018, I save like 15 bucks. Nah, I'll put a 6024. It's not worth like the 10 bucks or whatever. Thank you, Franco. It's people like you, right, that make it worth it making these podcasts. Like if nobody listens, if nobody listened to the podcast, I don't think I'd make it. You know, like there's literally hundreds now, which is neat. I agree, YouTube is an easier platform. I completely agree with you. Just some people have Spotify on their phones, and you're less tempted to look at your screen if you're like driving and you have a podcast on Spotify. Like I know I couldn't listen to H3 podcast on my way to out of town to teach out of town, because I would be tempted to look at the screen, and that's dangerous. So I can see why people like Spotify. And so, and iTunes and whatever. So I just put it up on all the platforms for everyone. All right, what's left to say about this thing? To be honest, there's not a lot, right? We kind of said what we needed to say. We checked the current. Oh, I guess we can talk about the display. I don't know. What do you guys want to know? That's good. Are these still hot? Ooh, a little bit. This thing's still warm. Can warm my wife's hands up. Yeah, it's still hot. About this guy. This guy got so hot. Look, I put it down on hot melt glue. that was on the side of my bench and it melted the glue. Freaking hot. Don't have Spotify. Spotify is free, I believe. There are some things on Spotify that are free. Like I think podcasts are free to listen to. All right, so that's good. That's done. Let's see. I'll make something up. Just gotta ramble on. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this thing. I mean, there's a few different modes of using it, for example. So like if you want to set the voltage, you can set it very fine, you know, to the millivolt. In fact, if you get the smaller version, I believe it is the 6006, you get 3 digits after the decimal to set your volts and your current to. Also, this has the enter button when you press, but you can also press a physical enter button. You can put the keys manually. You can set memories. Like, this thing is actually really cool. There's a whole bunch of menus. You can change like the visual style. Here, let's see if we can change this. So 1, 2. Oh yeah, there's a graphical style. I find it a little bit harder to read, but hey, if that's your jam, I mean, let it be, right? So if we go back out of the menu, I never remember how to do this. Honestly, it's like a set and forget type thing for me. You just use it once, enter, 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 off, on. I don't know. It's just such a great device, and because I already know the UI from using the RD6018 and I already love it, this is just more of the same. So here's what I mean. You can change like to a graphical style, but to me, I mean, that's not as clear as having the big numbers. I'm not so much of a fan of that, so I prefer to just leave it the way it was. Oh, that's how you get out of the menu. There we go. Push the dial. So go down here like this. Oh, no, no. Go down here like this. Back to the way I like it, like so. And there we go. So yeah, because I have no issues with this one, I probably won't have any issues with this one. So this is a welcome addition to my workshop, and it could be a welcome addition to yours too. I will leave the links in the description below. Consider buying it from Banggood because they're the ones who sent it to me, but I'll have alternative links there to choose from. The links do help the channel, so if you do plan on buying one, please consider using the links down in the description below. So this was a first look at the Readin RD6024. Let me know what kind of more in-depth testing you would like to see in the future. Thanks for watching. There we go. Done. All right, let's see. Readin versus AIO. What I like about it, here, let me see. Hopefully I won't give you motion sickness. There's the mess on my bench. Both Readins are plugged into this. Now, this is a little bit scary. I meant to make a cover for this, but I basically have 70 volts or 65 volts on these terminals here. So that's positive 65 volts and that's negative 65 volts. You can get a nice zap on you know, anything over 50 volts. So that's what I like. You know, so both of these are plugged into the same power supply. So I like that. Like the mess on my bench? Look, look. There's another one of these boards. Got some wood screws. I got some PCB that I haven't used. Got some Nintendo Joy-Con connectors, which I don't know where to store. I'm just gonna make the call now into the connector bin. I got these pliers that another maker sent me. This can go back in its bin because we've already done using it. And watch this. This is the kicker. Watch how filthy this area is. That's just piled up, full of crap. There's my hot air gun. And there's my soldering iron station back there. And the iron handle is here. So that is the mess that is my workspace. And then I keep this area on the mat relatively clear. There we go. So yeah, that's my dirty ass workspace. Man, I am so thrilled to finally have this thing unboxed because sometimes you need 2 power supplies. Now I got 2. They're both gonna sit up there. This is where I should really fuse these wires. But this is where they sit normally. So they'll be sitting like right there. So there we go. I've got a non-internet phone. It's a really thick phone. Interesting. Podbean on your PC, can't leave comments or likes on that. Ah, gotcha. I do appreciate comments and likes and stuff. It does make a big difference. Where do I put a fuse? I have no box specifically for fuses. I need more storage stuff. Okay, I can get rid of this box now, which was one thing that was taking up space in my workshop. There we go. There's the QR code if you want to go to the website for whatever reason. All my tools behind my kettle and my spare something bits all over and around my microwave. Oh, I mean, I get you. The workspace is a mess. Also, I want to build, I bought 2-stroke oil. I just need to build the pickup system to go into the tank now. I'm ready for my outboard. I'm going to start it up outside at some point. We're going to get fuel very shortly because my Volvo's on near empty. I'm going to pick up fuel, mix some oil in, and have some fun with the 2-stroke, see if it'll start. The 2-smoke, I'll probably make a video on my second channel for that, SE Condary. All right, so what do we do next? It's 4:19. I might hang out for a little bit more, but not a lot more. Oh, junk bits, gotcha. Thanks, Franco. Let's switch to, here's where I am. I really want to do my order on AliExpress, but I don't know if I've got everything I want yet. I don't know. Let's see. What's up with the Voron world? Has anything changed? Oh, the Seabor kit. Oh, look, it's not that expensive. I so want this thing. The neat part about this kit is that it comes with all the 3D printed parts. Looking for one more shared project to buy from AliExpress. What do you mean shared project? Oh, from PCBWay. Oh yeah. You just go through their site and pick stuff. I mean, it is a good way to shared projects. Project of the week. Wow, look at this slow load speed. Quinled Deca. Quindor. I feel like I know who Quindor is. Battery box. Let's check this out. Can you show me the PCBs? Maybe no PCB? Hey, Johnny. Oh, let's see. Nope, no drop frames. That's you guys. Or it's YouTube. Okay, what else? What else? ESC, very nice. Is there a brushless ESC? Let's go. Let's search. ESC. ESC. Intermittent tech. Ah, gotcha. There we go. For sound and light controller, nope. ESC, quadcopters, yes. Okay. That's pretty neat. What's the current? High-powered MOSFETs, BL Heli software, MCUs used. Nothing is learned without trying this hobby project. Okay, is there a bomb? No bomb. And YouTube sensors, it's BOM. I'm not saying BOMB. No. Receiver for RC toys and robots. Ooh. Comes from Russian Federation. The. Okay. ATtiny 85. I have ATtiny 85s. TA6586 motor driver. Don't have that. Vero is good. She's very good. She's busy at the moment, so she's not in stream. But she's good. Her reaction channel is doing pretty well. If you guys want to go over and take a look. Probably not going to continue the 74 series, simply because nobody cares. Hey. Hey. This is me. Why do you use my name? Simple Electronics, that's me. Gonna send him a takedown notice. Okay, first chapter. Let's see if I can find me. Simple Electronics. Yeah, so it just shows up twice. Another maker. You're not in here. Speed. Oh, how about radio? I'm not dropping any frames, can confirm. HCO4 board. Oh, interesting. Thank you. I've just been told I have a copy pasta error. Electro Noobs. I like Electro Noobs. I asked him to come onto the podcast and he politely declined. I think he's afraid his English won't be so good, and I said, you probably don't listen to the podcast then. We have low standards on the podcast. Okay, what are sponsorships? I don't know. Oh, we can, oh, this is what we can do. I'll go get the LCSC box because I have to open it. Okay, so let me go get that. I'll switch you to the webcam. I'll also switch the camera battery for a fresh one. I'm here, don't worry. Like so. Like so. All right, be right back. Ooh, it's hot. Camera batteries can double as hand warmers. All right. I think it is this one. Yes. I just need to peel my address off of it. 2 minutes behind. Oh no. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. You know what's the weird part? I had this shipped from LCSC. They didn't ask for my actual name. So I could have just sent it to my PO box. I'm not sure why I didn't do that. Also, it means at some point I'm gonna have to order the PCBs for this project from PCBWay. So perhaps I should do that shortly. See you another maker. Okay, I'm not able to erase my address. I'm gonna have to hit it with the heat gun, which means unplugging the read-in, because I don't have enough plugs. There we go. Maximum wind. Oh boy, smoke coming up. I don't know if this QR code is important, so erasing it. There we go. Okay. Here we go. I think it's erased. It looks erased-ish. Should be hard enough to see now. All right. So now, basically, we're gonna have to pretend that we've already seen the PCB. We went, ooh, PCB, very nice. Yeah, very nice. And now I'm opening up the parts. So what kind of words should I say? I'll think about it. All right, here it goes, here it goes. And all the parts you need for this are actually available on LCSC. Pretty easily findable. However, I think I'm finding that a lot of the parts are also available from AliExpress, but you just need to dig a little bit more. And so here they are. Didn't take very long to come in. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, so we got these directional switches. I'm gonna zoom down on here. Ordered 2 of these. These are kind of expensive. They should. Oh yeah, there we go. Can flip them. They're like a D-pad, but they're kind of like a joystick. Like a joystick that uses buttons instead of analog inputs. These are the actual joysticks. So these are the crux of them. So So here they are. These are the legit ones. Doesn't say the brand. Yeah, okay. Oh, we got stuck in the corner there. Okay, not too bad. So that's already like the 2 input devices right off the bat. This one here is going to be, yeah, the gyroscope. It's in a sealed bag, but there's not a lot in there. I think there's 2. So I'm going to leave them in here because they might be moisture sensitive, but these are the LSM 6D SRTR altitude and gyro. This here is a rotary encoder. This is for the wheel that you spin. Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, they need to have a shaft go through them. So there we go. So they're going to count steps as they go around. Sort of like a stepper motor in reverse. Tiny little pieces. Over here, these are the switches. Don't remember how many I ordered. 30. So these are the ones that do the directional buttons. Can't hear a click. There's quite a bit of travel too. So that'll be interesting to see how they feel. This is some resistors. Now I ordered these because I don't have any. I think these are, oh yeah, 0402. These are absolutely tiny. So yeah, these are 100K ohms in 0402. Here are some 20 ohms in 0603. Not sure why there's different sizes, but it is what it is. For these, oh yeah, these are the tactile switches that are mounted also to the board. I think these are used for triggers. Yep, I can feel them clicking, but they're not very noisy. You got a multi-layer ceramic 100 nanofarad. This is, again, 0402. Absolutely tiny parts. These guys here, these are the raised 90-degree buttons, tactile switches. I think this is for the shoulder buttons. Yep. So that's good. Got, should say 10 of them. This guy, these are the connectors. They're like these are just connectors. That's all they are. Yeah. And I believe that is for the capacitive touch. So they're just little contacts, sprung contacts. Here are I/O expanders for the RPi, 4 of them. They are absolutely tiny. This is why you need that solder stencil. Yeah, these are, oh, it doesn't say the footprint, but I bought 4 of them. And then these are the connectors. There we go, 4-pin connectors, or 5-pin? 4-pin. 4-pin connectors. It says 3 plus 3, so 6 of them. Yep. So there we go. So that should be all the parts needed to put it together. And so let's get going. There we go. That's another box done. What do I grab this box? Put these all in here, and now I can put the 3D printed parts in there too. So everything stays in one spot. So that's that. And then for 3D printed parts, I need to reprint a couple of them, because the extrusion didn't happen so well on the top there, but these are the triggers and some of the core components on the inside. Gonna have to reprint a few. Here's all the buttons and the joystick. Here's some triggers. Again, the triggers I'm gonna have to reprint. Don't know why it didn't print well, but it is what it is. For the encoders and the battery door. Battery door printed well, so that's good. So I just need to reprint a couple of the parts, but it's good to have these all in one spot now. So I'm going to print a couple more. I'm going to have to do a reprint on a few of these. Like that one's not too bad. I'm probably going to leave it, but a few of these, like see how that got thin. So that got thin there. So that's not right. Oh, so it broke off. So I'm going to reprint these, some of them, and then I'm going to print the body of the controller also. So this I can shove somewhere out of the way because I am currently waiting for reprints. I can go up there. There we go. Alrighty. And this I'm gonna probably recycle. I like this box, but I don't really know what to use it for, so I'm probably gonna put it in the recycling. That's quite unfortunate. It's a nice, like, it's honestly, Readin, I guess they're at a point where they're charging enough that they can make their packaging very Apple-like. Like if you look, it's double layered cardboard, solid on the inside. It's really nice boxes, but I can't just keep like every box. So that's that. Let's put these things away. Ouch, stabbed myself with copper. So these guys go in the high loads and analog meters box over here. I don't know why I have two bulbs out. Doesn't make any sense. Let's say BA15S, is that 1157? Nope, 1156. So I'm gonna write 1156 on it. Sharpie 1156. These are 1157. There we go. Put the 1157s back in here. Gonna order some more bulbs actually. Well, that's probably what I should order. The extra bulbs I need for my Volvo. Like that, like that. These guys in here. The high loads go in here. There we go. Put your fuses in that box. This box is like too full because I have to put a bunch of fuses if I do. All right, this box goes back up there. So that's good. Put some stuff away. This is my RC stuff. I can go throw this at the RC stuff. Over there you go. Alrighty. Slightly cleaner than it was before. I do emphasize the word slight. All right, I think that, oh, damn it. There's another bulb. I just put it away. Okay, hang on. There we go. All right, now it is time I think that's it for today, folks. And so I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I know I enjoyed getting stuff done, which was nice. Filmed a couple things. I just need to edit it now. And so, yeah, I'll catch you next week. I'm going to try another Sunday. Oh, in the read-in box. Not big enough. Here, I'll show you what needs to go in the read-in box. I need to fit all of these. And all of these. And then a bunch of other stuff. It's not quite big enough. There we go. Yeah, have a nice rest of Sunday, everyone. I will try to be on next Sunday. I've got videos that I need to get done, so I'll probably be working on those. And so, yeah, hope to see you then. Same bad channel, same bad time. Thanks for being here, everyone.